then other guys are just sausages.
But if I fight Ilia or Arman, I'm on an absolutely rinse their lives. I'm just going to absolutely terrorise them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but if I fight like Max Holloway or Charles Oliveira, I wouldn't, because I respect them and I like them.
Yeah.
Like, I respect, don't get me wrong, I respect Ilia, but we've had beef for years. I think he's a little helmet. So I'd love to fight him and give him but Arman, I don't.
That's a phenomenal. Bro, he calls people sausages. It's the best thing in the world. I'm telling you.
Arman Tsarukyan, I've got no respect for at all. He's just a rich kid. He's like, daddy's a millionaire. You know what I mean? So
where does the respect come from in fighting? Like the guys that you respect versus don't respect. Like
it's the fighting. Arman's a good fighter, like, to be honest, but I just can't respect him because like he's living on daddy's money.
Yeah.
And without that, he wouldn't be where he is.
Sure.
He's sitting there eating caviar for $2,000 caviar for breakfast and that. You know what I mean?
I do.
Paddy Pimblett has once again turned up the heat in the UFC lightweight division, with both Ilia Topuria and Arman Tsarukyan now firmly on his radar.
Good Ilia Topuria is. That's how good Ilia Topuria is. Ilia Topuria, in many people's eyes, is the most skilled of the new generation, and the new generation is the most skilled of all time. And Ilia was like the top of the mountain. And most people thought that he was going to be too much, and he was too much for a while. And
Pimblett's confidence didn't suddenly appear when Tsarukyan's name entered the conversation. The Englishman has carried serious animosity toward Arman for a long time. He has repeatedly demanded this matchup, making it obvious that he wants the rivalry settled once.
It's your loss.
Ilia's he's gonna be in a good position. He has faith. He has a strong team. And that's a lot of what it takes. He has a work ethic. I think he's honest with himself. Ilia and I, we share the same agent, and we were talking about him earlier today. And what I heard was that he's humble, that he is honest. He realized that he just didn't perform well, and I think that's the number one step of getting back into the ring in a healthy way. It's the guys that make excuses. That's when it's hard to come back and win that rematch. Guys who just say, you know what, I could have did better. I could have done more. Honesty with yourself is the key to MMA. Knowing exactly who you are, what you've done, what you haven't done. You can't lie once you get in that cage. What's real will come to the light.
Jones praises.
But this tension certainly isn't coming from only one side. Tsarukyan has his own carefully defined path through the lightweight division, and his attention is firmly centered on accomplishing one goal.
He matches up extremely well with every one of those guys. The guy that's going to be the toughest puzzle, in my opinion, is Topuria. He's going to be the toughest puzzle, but we'll get him solved too. But he's the toughest puzzle, and he's the one I would have the most respect going up against.
Arman isn't simply interested in becoming UFC champion. That goal sits at the very top of his list. What's particularly interesting is that he has already identified 2 opponents he wants to meet along the way.
Sure, he will back, because he's still young, bro. He have time, and I hope he will come back and show good performance, because I see Ilia is good fighter, bro. He's hard. He have good punch, he have good wrestling, good skills in the ground. But if he focus again, maybe he will be champion again. I don't know.
Okay. Do you think?
But this fight changes life. But we don't know which way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Pimblett isn't only thinking about Arman. There is another fighter whose name has repeatedly entered his conversations.
hesitant to want to go in there with him because of what he's done in the past, but then also knowing that, just like us, man, he puts his pants on the same way we do, one leg at a time, unless he could jump and put both on at the same time. But I think there's a physics element to it too. The reality of Gaethje and Topuria is that Topuria is much smaller.
Pimblett expects a showdown with Topuria to happen sooner or later, describing the matchup as something that is bound to take place before either man reaches the end of his career.
And refused to fold.
Death. And a lot of people would have folded in that second round. But Gaethje is so durable. He's so and you can't make him quit. He's not going to quit. You might beat him. He's been beat before, but it's not because he doesn't believe in himself. And it's not because he can't endure. It's because he gets caught. Yeah. And you think about the way Ilia put it on him in that second round. He emptied the gas tank, and Gaethje was still there. And that's the problem, is you cannot empty the gas tank on that guy
Michael Bisping also views the featherweight question as a potentially brutal matchup. In his eyes, the contest would be extremely difficult, but regardless of how it unfolds, he believes the winner will come away with the advantage.
To turn the fight around,
where he could have submitted him or maybe just go for the TKO, but instead he went for the Khabib-like mounted triangle that Khabib hit on Gaethje, and he was in the same position, was going for the same sequence, and I go, brother, this is either going to be really dope or it's going to be the reason you lose. And he lost the position. Gaethje gets back up, and man, just everything he did in the approach. If they had a rematch, maybe the fight goes different. Maybe Topuria, if he does, he takes him down and does what he's also really good at and submits him.
Or maybe he's more patient with his attack.
Moving his head more, kind of like
doesn't empty the gas tank in the second round when he has him hurt. It was Justin's attitude is so crazy.
That leads to the major question: is Topuria truly prepared to take on another elite challenge? Kamaru Usman sees the matchup as a massive opportunity for Ilia. Winning wouldn't simply restore his place among the title contenders, it could immediately put him on the path toward another championship opportunity.
Were you surprised by that fight, or was that kind of a performance you expected from Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised, because if you ask me, I choose Ilia. But you know, when you sound like, when you become champion and you like lose the focus, it's happened, bro. It's happened. This is very dangerous sport, and I think what's happened is Ilia. He just underestimated him because he thinking he can beat him easy, he can knock him out, he believe his power. But Gaethje is the real dog, you know. He can fight all night. And what's happened is Ilia. He spent too much energy, try to knock him out, try to land some hard punch, and he become...
This possible return to the title picture has attracted enormous attention. The reason is simple: Islam Makhachev spent years being viewed as almost impossible to defeat. Joe Rogan, who has watched countless elite fighters compete, has repeatedly described Makhachev as one of the most gifted fighters of his generation.
Rebound from this? Do you think he can recover from this and get back to the belt, be back to the phenom that he was going into this fight?
Yeah, he can come back, definitely. And I think the lose is gonna give him a lot of like lessons, not to be like overconfident, respect your opponent, you know, and keep grinding, you know.
So you think like those celebrations before and the Instagram record and all that, he's not going to do that anymore?
he was. I think he was more focused on his media stuff more than training camp.
Now the attention has shifted toward what Topuria can accomplish next. John Jones has highlighted several qualities that could give the former champion the foundation he needs to rebuild himself.
Whenever he's ready to come back, what do you think of that?
I mean, Paddy is not the best matchup for him.
Why?
After this lose. Because Paddy has a good chin. It's difficult to knock him out. And like 5 rounds, it's going to be tough with Paddy.
So who do you think?
Michael Chandler.
Oh, wow. Okay, wow. I didn't expect that. That's it. Really? Are you being serious? I can't. What?
Yeah, why not? Just give him Michael Chandler, come back, knock him out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like they gotta pretend like protect him, you know.
Jones has specifically praised Topuria's dedication to his craft and his ability to recognize his own mistakes, particularly his willingness to accept responsibility rather than search for excuses. According to Jones, that mindset becomes extremely important when a fighter has to make adjustments and return better than before.
Can't grapple to save his life. He couldn't grapple if his ma's life depended on it, lad. Know what I mean? If I had that guillotine wrapped up on arm, he's going unconscious.
Makhachev has already expressed his belief that Ilia Topuria can successfully rebuild his career. He has pointed toward Topuria's age and exceptionally complete skill set as major advantages. In Makhachev's view, Ilia still possesses the knockout ability.
You will finally fight for the belt. You will fight Justin Gaethje.
Correct.
You have been told this?
Yes.
Is it in writing or is it just verbally?
No, just saying. That's enough for me too.
From Hunter Campbell?
Yes.
You believe him?
Yes, I do.
Aljamain Sterling has raised another important issue. Will opponents continue to fear Topuria in the same way after his first major loss? Sterling believes that once fighters understand Ilia can be defeated.
But Rufi is a great fight too, and wrestler versus striker. I think the fan is gonna love that fight, and I'm excited as well. He's doing a good job, and I have a time to watch his all fights, and he's a good striker. I think right now in our division, one of the best striker, because he knocked out Rafael Fiziev. Fiziev is the best striker as well. And it's gonna be dangerous on the feet, but on the wrestling, I think it's gonna be easier. Yeah, everybody knows I'm gonna shoot, but they don't know when and which round. Maybe it's gonna be round number 4, number 3. So let's see.
Do you think you could knock him out on the feet, though?
I can. I can. I've been in this business long time, so I have a lot of good knockouts too.
And size could also become an important factor. This isn't merely theoretical when you look at Topuria's most recent setback. Joe Rogan highlighted the noticeable physical difference between Topuria and Justin Gaethje.
No, like Luffy. Sorry, Luffy from One Piece. But he's got the ball and chain style, I call it. Whereas his arms are like chains and then just cannonballs at the end of them. The way he whips it. And his evasiveness, the way he looks away from shots. Mixed martial arts. This is artistry, and I'm a big fan of the art. So, yeah. But also Arman. A guy that I think should have probably fought Gaethje, but again, he's been having issues with the UFC.
Yep.
So yeah, he's taking time off, but now he gets to fight and showcase why he's one of the best. And I always think of Arman as a wrestler, but you forget how good his striking is.
Yeah.
Because I think the last time he fought, he threw an axe kick.
He said
and I remember thinking like, when the that was an axe kick. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Like, you do an axe kick, and I was like, when did he? Because he gets up there as well with the hammer down. So yeah, that's an exciting fight. What do you think?
Sterling still believes Topuria has what it takes to rebuild his momentum, but he also argues that meaningful adjustments are required. If Ilia wants to regain his previous level of dominance, he cannot afford to make the same mistakes that gave his opponent opportunities in the first place.
I think he's a dangerous guy. He's a dangerous guy because he's probably the closest to Islam in that weight class. Like, I can't wait till that fight transpires one day. I know we missed it, but I think when it comes to striking, like his striking is different to Islam. Like Islam's is kickboxing.
Yep.
Very technical. I think Arman has got nice boxing, good kicks as well.
Yep.
But his kicks are flashy.
Yep.
Like also like, you know, just sharp kicks.
But I would say Rufi moves better. But Rufi moves better on the feet. That's one thing that Arman's gonna have to solve.
Footwork, but distance. He's gonna need the distance.
Yes.
That's the thing. Rufi's, you know, that's the thing. If you give him space, that's how it works.
Yep.
So Arman is probably gonna close the distance ASAP.
Yeah.
As soon as possible.
Islam Makhachev admitted that Topuria's defeat genuinely surprised him. He believes Ilia may have underestimated Justin Gaethje while relying too heavily on his own finishing power. According to Makhachev, Topuria spent far too much energy searching for the knockout.
Rufi, the way he moves, how he's so long, and he always looks away and throws combinations. What he did to Michael Chandler, Arman's gotta get on him. If I'm Arman, you know, be cautious, you know.
Yeah.
And the spinning, I mean, sometimes you just never know what guys like that are gonna throw at you. Right? You don't know if he's going to do a spinning back kick, spinning elbow, upward elbow. Yeah. You just never know. But I'm happy the fact that Arman gets the opportunity to fight, because if he wins, when he wins his fight, he should get the next title shot.
Say when he wins.
I'm going from my boy.
Despite the long-standing bad blood between Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria, Arman has surprisingly shown support for his rival as Ilia prepares for his comeback. Rather than questioning Topuria's abilities, Tsarukyan believes Ilia needs to shut out the outside distractions and devote himself completely to preparing for his next training.
Arman's going to come out there, and Arman has a really tight stance, and Arman's going to try to wrestle, I believe, for 25 minutes. That's the only place.
Tsarukyan has even offered an idea for Topuria's next opponent, suggesting that Ilia should rebuild his confidence against a more manageable fighter. In his view, another dangerous war is not necessarily what Topuria needs at this stage.
I mean, Hufy got run over by BSD, and it's like, if if BSD is running you over, who's not a bad fighter, but I don't think he's Arman, probably is going to go bad. So there's a question of like, is this too much too soon for Hoofy relative to how bad he was against BSD? I understand that. On the other hand, like they got to do something with Arman, and if the Charles fight wasn't available for one reason or another, they had to give him somebody. They've reportedly told him, according to Errol Helwani, that if he wins this, he'll get a title shot, which I think is the right call. Hoofy's building up some momentum, and it's worthy of saying as much. I mean, he was on that White House card for a reason. I think people really like the way that he fights. So, like, if Arman wins, he gets a title shot, which I think is important for the division. And if Hoofy wins, I mean, obviously it depends how he wins, but if he's able to resist the takedowns enough where you can be like, wow, he's really moved on from the BSD fight, and he wins, this is obviously putting him in title contention as well.
While Tsarukyan may be discussing Topuria's future, his own attention remains completely fixed on Mauricio Ruffy. Arman understands that UFC 331 represents far more than another appearance in the octagon. This fight could serve as the final barrier between him and the championship opportunity he has been pursuing for so long.
Like I do think it was. I think the fact that he's fought twice now since that UFC 311 pullout, whatever, and said yes to Rufi and said yes to Charles, and I think he was the official backup for the Ilia Gaethje fight as well. I feel like they're like, okay, he's one win away, but as much as I like Rufi, I think that Arman Tsarukyan is going to take him down, beat the fuck out of him, to be honest. But the only good thing to come out of
Ruffy isn't simply another opponent standing opposite him. Arman expects an explosive contest featuring elite striking against high-level wrestling. But when it comes down to the most important advantage, Tsarukyan believes his grappling could ultimately determine how the fight unfolds.
Never been offered to fight Arman. If I ever got offered to fight Arman, I would have punched his head in by now. He irritates me. I think he's an absolute helmet.
Even more importantly, Israel Adesanya has already described just how dangerous Ruffy can be during striking exchanges. His unusual combinations, unpredictable attacks, and fluid movement make him extremely difficult to track.
I need a title fight. I need a title fight and become a champion, and I'll be the biggest star in UFC.
And if you win the title, who do you want more, Ilia or Paddy Pimblett?
Both of them same night. Easy, man, easy.
At the same time, Adesanya understands that underestimating Tsarukyan's striking would be a major mistake. Arman's explosive kicking game and rapidly developing stand-up skills could make their exchanges far more competitive than the usual wrestler versus striker matchup.
After reaching the top,
and Paddy Pimblett, he has zero MMA skills. He's just has a chin, and that's it.com.
Did you just say that's it.com?
Yeah.
What is
This is my new word.
Wow.
That's it.com.
I like it. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. What did you think of the technique?
He has zero technique, to be honest. Oh my god. I feel like everybody can beat him, like the good fighters, like who is on the prime from top 15. Everybody can beat, unless like it's
Demetrius Johnson has also focused on Ruffy's impressive reach, non-stop movement, and creativity. He specifically warned Arman about Ruffy's spinning attacks and other unconventional weapons. And that is exactly why Tsarukyan could emerge as the dark horse in this matchup, not only as a potential winner.
Don't get me wrong, I respect Ilia, but we've had beef for years. I think he's a little helmet. So I'd love to fight him and give him.
Much of the discussion has centered on Ruffy's striking, but Tim Welsh believes Arman's first priority should be taking that advantage away. He expects Tsarukyan to apply pressure from the opening seconds, remain technically disciplined.
So Ilia Topuria, you think you're going to fight? When do you think that'll happen?
I don't know. I just think, I know it's inevitable in the next couple of years. I've got to fight him. There's no way we end our careers without fighting each other.
No, of course.
No way. And I'll send his fat ass back down to featherweight.
That brings us to perhaps the biggest question surrounding Ruffy. Can he prevent Tsarukyan from getting him to the ground? Analyst Luke Thomas has identified takedown defense as one of Ruffy's most important areas for improvement. Going up against a wrestler with Arman's credentials will provide the ultimate test.
It's a tough fight, but I'll tell you what, win or lose,
I still think it's the fight to Justin Gaethje. So they're both coming off losses. And if he wins against Benoit Saint-Denis, well, Ilia Topuria is the former undisputed lightweight champion of the world. So it's still a good, logical matchup. And these two absolutely hate one another. There'll be a lot of drama in the build-up to the fight. And I, for one, want to see it settled once and for all.
Think back to Arman Tsarukyan's previous battles against dangerous competition. He has consistently shown a willingness to face elite opponents, and I expect his wrestling to overwhelm Ruffy in this matchup. If Arman establishes his grappling early.
I mean, that is a tremendous matchup that I think, of course, the UFC will entertain. And I think, of course, Ilia would entertain, because that's a matchup that puts him back up there. That's a matchup that if he potentially is victorious in that, Ilia's back and looking for that opportunity to potentially fight for his title.
Mauricio Ruffy now has the opportunity to prove he belongs among the lightweight elite. While UFC 331 could become much more than another fight, it could be a defining statement. Will Tsarukyan's relentless wrestling control the pace, or will Ruffy's Brazilian striking create a major shock throughout the division? Share your prediction in the comments, and before you leave, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more UFC breakdowns and fight news.